Hello guys, I am Agafor and welcome back to 30 tips for 0.57 part 2, straight onto the juicy tips. The NATO suppressor is unstable for the first time and spawns at American helicopter crash sites, attaching to the M4 and the AUG. The M4 and primary attachments are unstable, they're just incredibly rare according to a developer, and the AKM and AK-101 are also spawning, the AKM now allowing the attachment of the suppressor east. The DayZ 0.57 rifle has been added and spawns where rifles spawn. It takes the same rounds as the SKS and can be sawn off into Captain Jack Sparrow's pistol, fitting in a 5x1 slot. Without being sawn off, the DayZ 0.57 is accurate up to around 320 meters, but as soon as you saw it off, you are more likely to hit your target by throwing your DayZ 0.57. The Winchester Model 70 has made it to stable and fires at .308 rounds. It's also accurate up to around 320 meters and sounds very sexy. The Winchester allows the attachment of the newly added hunting scope, which boosts these 5 weapons up to an effective range of 800 meters each. The hunting scope is best found in these hunting stands, these feeding shacks and these military towers, but still only magnifies to 7.5 times instead of 12. Because the PU scope can be 0 to 1300 meters, the Mosin is still very much a good sniper rifle, even without the long-range scope, which isn't spawning in stable. The newly added Kashtan scope doesn't align with the iron sights of the SVD and has a fixed zeroing of 400 meters in stable, but bullets will hit targets based on the reticle and not the iron sights. The crossbow is working in this patch along with the improvised bow, which sadly still makes you stand still and has an extreme amount of sway. The Longhorn scope can be detached and attached to the crossbow, and the Longhorn also allows the attachment of the crossbow hollow sight. A new melee weapon called the Ice Hockey Stick has been added. Not to be mistaken for the hockey stick, the Ice Hockey Stick is a much better melee weapon. The meat tenderizer is in but doesn't do anything with meat, at least not yet, but it does make for one decent melee weapon and opens up the Law and Order playstyle. But when cooking with a cooking pot, filling the cooking pot with water or lard is required to not burn food after 1 minute. Boiling meat with water in a cooking pot or baking it with lard yields the exact same energy, hydration and volume, only lard doesn't seem to run out yet. Fish in this patch can be turned into fish fillets when cut open and then cooked. Sardines cannot be cooked or cut open still. A new cute fox has been added. These foxes are easily killable with melee weapons and drop everything that larger animals drop. The military building near Torovo has been demolished, along with the same building being demolished near the fire station at Northwest Airfield. These houses in 0.55 didn't spawn anything at all. Now they spawn a wide variety of loot, from weapons and ammo to medical items and tools. They are well worth checking now. VVS spawn points are static once again. The closest V3S to player spawn points are in Staroy, Mista, Dolina and Polana. If you drive a V3S into a body of water, the engine will stop and you won't be able to start it again. RIP submarines. Fall damage has been changed significantly. Now you take blood damage instead of spine damage when falling from height, meaning no more dying from desync when using stairs. You can fall from a slightly higher height than before and not die, and there's new status indicators in place: sprained ankle, chipped leg and fractured leg, but only fractured leg has an effect at the moment. Placing a compass on your hotbar will now make the hotbar display the direction you're facing. It fades away after a while, so press tiddle to show your hotbar again. Sailing kits and blood bag kits only take up 1 slot in your inventory now, and the med kit and ammo box now only allow 4 slots of storage, while the protector case is 6 slots and holds 6 slots. You have the option to craft tripwire in 0.57 by combining metal wire or rope with 2 wooden sticks, or a fishing net with 1 metal wire and 4 netting. These 2 craftables do nothing in 0.57 however. Vests or helmets cannot be repaired to the worn quality level with the leather sewing kit in this patch, but boots and backpacks can still be repaired. The quality level of a landmine will determine the chance of it blowing up in your face, with pristine having a low chance to explode. Landmines almost always blow up when you try to deactivate them. Gas pumps can no longer be blown up in stable no matter how many rounds you put into them. Pressing left, shift and minus on your numpad will give you access to a console. Typing flush will then reset your UI and fix a lot of glitches in this patch.
Bonus tap!
Discovered by complete accident, you can now jump out of the V3S while it's moving and not die. Ghost riding the whip confirmed. 0.55 was considered one of the worst patches for DayZ standalone, and it showed us that making loot harder to acquire doesn't necessarily make the gameplay harder. Most of the time it makes the gameplay slower and less rewarding, probably why a good portion of players didn't play 0.55. A lot of the incentive to travel in DayZ is to be rewarded with loot, and while you can gear up in the town you start in 0.57, it's a better system while we wait for a loot system that doesn't leave the world barren after a day or two, because loot in DayZ is such a sensitive mechanic that can affect gameplay drastically. Thank you for watching. I will be uploading a special video when we hit 50k subscribers, and I will see you in the next video.